This program is brought to you by generous donations from the community and sponsored by Stiefel Financial.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Lynn Forbes.
And I'm Paul Haas. You're watching Nevada County Now.
Tonight, what you need to know about new postal regulations and how they could impact mail-in voting and property tax payments.
And later, we welcome a local expert to talk about bees, monarch butterflies, and the start of spring. Don't go away. We'll take a short sponsor break and be right back.
Thank you to Stiefel Financial, proudly helping individuals pursue financial goals, businesses and organizations raise and protect capital, and communities offer a higher quality of life. To learn more, visit www.stiefel.com.
Treasurer Tax Collector Michelle Bodley and Clerk Recorder Registrar of Voters Armando Salud Ombres are reminding residents that postmarks matter for time-sensitive mail, including property tax payments and vote-by-mail ballots. The second installment of property taxes must be postmarked or received by April 10th, 2026, or penalties will apply. For voters, mail-in ballots must be postmarked by the primary on June 2nd to be counted. Postal regulations changed recently. Mail will now be postmarked at a regional processing center in Sacramento. You'll need to get it hand-stamped at a local post office, otherwise it may not get postmarked by the deadline. Officials recommend mailing early, requesting a hand-canceled postmark at the post office, or using drop boxes or vote centers to avoid missing deadlines. In Grass Valley's new Condon Park Skatepark is now open. City officials say word spread quickly after the soft opening, with large crowds turning out, helped by warmer weather. Deputy Public Works Director Zach Quentmeyer says the redesigned park, while slightly smaller, better serves a wide range of skateboarders and bicyclists. He adds future adjustments could be made based on community feedback. The project also includes a new gravel seating area for spectators. The $1.5 million skate park was funded through Measure E. A ribbon-cutting ceremony is set for April 2nd with a full community celebration on April 18th.
Hey, Paul, have you ever been on a skateboard?
Oh, it's been several decades.
Decades.
I wouldn't try it again now.
No. I maybe I've tried once, and thought that was a very bad idea.
Yeah.
Better to observe than to participate in that particular sport.
Yeah.
But it's very cool that the people who are into it have a new place to call home.
Absolutely. And they all seem to know how to fall. I was never good at that. I fell hard.
Yeah.
And
when you and I were in the era where we would have, used skateboards, it was not, we weren't wearing helmets or,
No, and there were still metal wheels.
Hard to believe, right?
A lot of vibration.
Things have changed.
Absolutely.
In a good way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take care. I'll see you next week.
Okay, thanks.
We're going to take a short break with this preview of Mike, the bee guy Wallace, showing our team his bees and the importance of milkweed. You can view the full segment on our YouTube channel.
This is Candace Livingood with Nevada County Now, and today we are going to be learning about pollinators, butterflies and bees, and milkweeds.
They're mostly in the center. That's where the queen is going to be laying the eggs and so on. What you can do is stick your finger in there, and you see all that honey? It's okay. You gotta be fast.
Oh my God. It's halfway in.
Oh no, it's halfway out.
Halfway. It's hatching?
So it's coming out. It's emerging as an adult right now as we look. So this one's almost out right now.
There she goes.
There it is.
She's out. Birth of a new bee.
Milkweed is really cool. Number one, it's the only thing the monarch butterfly will lay eggs on. Milkweed. No milkweed, no monarch butterflies. This year, the numbers just came out. It's a little more than 12,000 adult monarchs. Now keep in mind, in 1994, I believe, when they first started doing the count, there was 1.2 million butterflies that were counted initially. It's important not to just have milkweed. If you're going to plant for pollinators or just plant for monarchs, plant for all pollinators.
Today we learned about pollinators and bees and monarchs and milkweeds and so much more. Mike the Bee Guy was amazing. He's an educator, an enthusiast, and a great all-around guy.
Bee populations here in Nevada County and across California are in decline, raising concerns for local agriculture and the environment. Recent data shows U.S. beekeepers lost more than 60% of their honeybee colonies between 2024 and 2025, one of the worst die-offs on record. Experts point to a mix of factors, including habitat loss, pesticides, climate impacts, and parasites like Varroa mites. So what does this mean locally, and what can we residents do to help? Joining us now is Mike the Bee Guy Wallace, a Grass Valley beekeeper working to protect pollinators and educate the community. Welcome back, Mike. It's good to have you here.
It's good being here.
And it's spring. How about
Yes,
that?
I know. It's so exciting.
So much activity.
Yep.
Birds are singing, the bees are buzzing.
And they're swarming.
And they're swarming.
Yes.
Oh, so you said before that you have a hive that's threatened to swarm.
Started to swarm,
Yeah.
But fortunately, I was able to split it into 3 separate colonies. And it
kind of brought the pressure down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So tell us about this decline in the die-offs and the mites and the parasites and such. What the heck is going on?
Well, before the early 90s, beekeeping was really easy. All right, you would get your bees and they were happy. You didn't have to worry about them dying in the wintertime or anything. And then in the early 90s, this Varroa destructor mite got imported from Indonesia because some people wanted to save money and they bought hives from Indonesia, had them shipped over, and they were infested. Indonesia had, the bees knew how to take care of that, the mite problem, okay? Whereas our bees, the European Western honeybee, did not know how to take care of it.
Okay.
So they had to, basically, the population dropped as they went through the United States, okay? And since our almond pollination is such a big deal for beekeepers throughout the U.S., we have people coming from Florida, North, Midwest, all to California to set hives out so they can pollinate the almond trees.
Yes.
So the problem there is you have all of these bees from outside the area coming in, and some
Invaders.
of them are, really infested.
I see. Okay.
And they just spread it around because the mites, they're like little tiny crabs, but they can jump on different bees.
Sure.
And since bees do drift into a different colony at times, they infest those colonies with the Varroa also.
So what can we as residents do, and what do beekeepers do to protect their hives?
Residents, if you're a hobbyist beekeeper or you belong to a beekeeping group or whatever, nowadays we have to do what's called treatment for Varroa. And there are 2 ways to do that. One is organically, which I prefer, or the use of chemicals. The problem is the use of chemicals, the bees can build up a tolerance to it, which has happened to some of the treatments we have used in the past. So we're kind of going towards the organic, and also when some hives, we do what's called a mite wash. So we test 300 bees in a hive, and we're able to tell how many mites are really on those bees. So if the level gets too high, like 4 or 5 per 100, 4 or 5 Varroa per 100 bees, then we have to treat. Now we're finding some colonies are adapting to the Varroa mite,
but takes time.
Which has taken time since the 90s to now.
It's a long time.
We have one person here right in Grass Valley, a world-renowned biologist / beekeeper, Randy Oliver. You may have heard of him, but he's got a very unique program going now where when he does the mite wash, he finds the hives that have 0 mites.
Right.
Those are the queens that he uses basically to breed for
Tolerance or resistance.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. It's resistance. But what's happening is he's putting those queens, the daughter queens, into the nukes that he sells and, to the community and stuff. So hopefully we're definitely seeing a difference now, at least locally, because he's kind enough he's trying to just pour into the whole county a bunch of his queens.
Yes.
All right, that are resistant, which means when they go to mate with drones, hopefully the resistance will carry on.
It'll work.
Right.
We have probably about 20 hives that we host. We are not the beekeepers. We have, and they're gone right now to the almond groves. But I really find that I miss them. And when they're returned, of course, the beekeeper brings them back in the middle of the night to, keep the stress low for the bees. It's always sort of a celebration for my husband and I. The girls are back. This is what we always say. The girls are back.
Right.
We get really excited. So
Do you stay in the house or do you go and watch?
No, they're usually there around midnight. I don't know. We don't go out at night.
Don't mess with bees at nighttime.
No.
It's the rule.
Yeah. So anyway, well, let's just hope that this continues to work and that we have a productive, lovely spring for our bee friends.
I agree.
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
Good to have you again.
Okay.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Don't go away. We'll take a short commercial break and be right back.
From the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, a new hero will emerge. One who is ready. One who makes sure their friends and family are set. And has the power to go at a moment's notice. This fire season, you're the hero. We are Ready Nevada County.
And finally, a proposed new DUI bill in California could bring together penalties for repeat offenders, including more felony charges and longer license suspensions. Supporters say it's about improving public safety, while critics warn it could increase incarceration times. Joining us now to break down what this could mean locally is Grass Valley Police Chief Alex Gammelgard. Chief, thanks for being here today.
Hey,
How
no
are
problem.
you?
Thanks for having me.
I know you're a very busy man. So this DUI proposed bill, you told me before we started filming, is one of many that are at the state level. Can you give us the scope of what's going on?
Yeah, so in the state of California, there's a movement really to look at DUI crimes, the impact of them in communities, and make sure that we're up with the times on some of the best practices. So we're not consistent really, across our 50 United States, but there are areas where we're trying to find a little stronger alignment and also ensure that we're protecting our communities through stronger legislation.
And is this done typically, do other states, also go through this process of comparing to what other states are doing?
Yeah, I think that's something that legislators are often doing. It's don't need to come up with a brand new idea if somebody else is already doing it well.
Right. So what's the range of what could be included in any new bill? What are the ones that stick out for you the most?
Yeah, some of the things that are going on right now, so there's almost 20 different bills dealing with either DUI or licensing issues around DUI conviction, things like that. One of them has to do with somebody who maybe has had multiple DUIs.
Right.
And
we don't want that person on the street.
Right. There's some data that shows, when somebody is arrested for DUI, it's probably not their first time. And so unfortunately, it tends to be a crime that's committed more than once. Some of those bills aim to provide a broader range of sentencing ability for the courts, up to and including making what we call a wobbler crime. So instead of a misdemeanor only on a repeat offense, it becomes a wobbler, which means it can be treated as a misdemeanor or a felony based upon the judicial
circumstances. Okay, got it. So it's up to the judge's discretion.
Oftentimes with the way the laws are written, that's one of the bills that's being looked at.
Okay. Anything else that's interesting about the proposed bills, or?
Yeah, one of them that's really interesting, and it's timely that the legislature is looking at it because it has to do with how quickly technology is moving. So imagine you're driving, or you are seated in the driver's seat of a vehicle, and that vehicle has some level of autonomous ability. One of these bills will help define specifically what control is.
Who's in control?
Yeah, what is control,
What's control?
And who is in control, and
Right.
can you, so for example, we have like things like Waymo and fully autonomous vehicles where somebody might be in the back seat. It wouldn't change that, obviously.
Right.
But there's also cars that can have varying levels, and in the future will have more ability to be autonomous, and what level of intoxication looks like, and then what does control look like, and who's really in charge of what.
Yeah, interesting, huh? Well, speed control. I mean, if you're incapacitated and you're using your speed control in a bad way, that's a problem.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Is DUI a big problem in our area?
DUI is one of those things that crosses over all jurisdictional boundaries. Of course, population centers, theoretically there's more because there's just more people on the road.
Yeah.
But over the years, we've seen a decrease in the number of DUI offenders, and I think a lot of that is due to the educational piece of what our communities, law enforcement have been doing. And I think people have really taken to heart the message of have a plan before you go drinking, and don't drive intoxicated, and buzz driving is drunk driving, all of that. And so I think that's part of it, but we still see it, and we're still making arrests weekly in our communities.
I remember when my daughter was in college, even that was like a big deal. They did not go out and drink and just drive. And so that message has really gotten through.
Yeah, and has major impacts. But then these bills that are looking to go through might even make it more severe, because I think we're at this point in our society where it's really needs to be understood that it's not acceptable.
Yeah. And so is it your feeling, your professional feeling, that the current DUI bills are not enough, or not strong enough?
Well, my role, especially here, I'm in uniform. There's some rules about whether or not I can advocate versus educate.
Okay, got it.
I am in favor of public safety. I'm in favor of not seeing families have tragic incidences that come home to them that don't need to happen.
Right.
I think that, people should be held accountable for their criminal actions. And ultimately, what I want to see is fewer people driving drunk on the road.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Especially out on rural roads where there's no way the police can possibly, patrol as much as they would be ideal, right? So,
exactly.
Okay, well, we'll see how this goes, and maybe when a bill or bills pass, we can have you back to interpret, what that means for our people.
Yeah, many of these bills are coming out of the Assembly of the state of California. They will work through the committee's processes. Then they will ultimately go before the Assembly floor. And if they make it past that, then they go to the other house. They go through the same process. They go to the Senate. If they're passed there, or vice versa, then they would finally land for the governor. So I wouldn't anticipate that all of these that we're talking about go through. And I would also anticipate that we will see some amendments. For sure, maybe some consolidation, different things. But I do think you're going to see some action on it this legislative cycle.
It'll take a while. Okay. Well, we'll have you back when that time comes. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for your work.
Thank you.
Well, folks, thank you for watching this edition of Nevada County Now, your choice for local news brought to you by locals. We'd love your input about the show, what you would like to see on future shows, or if you would like to be a guest or contribute as a host, writer, or producer. Please email your ideas and suggestions to news@nevadacountytv.org. Please help us spread the word about Nevada County Now. Together, we can keep our community informed. Until next time, have fun getting out there to explore all our community has to offer. Good night.